everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Continental Food TV. How are you all doing? Hope you all are doing well. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make fish pie. I'm going to show you step by step on how to make the most delicious fish pie. So if you want to see how to make fish pie or how I made this fish pie, please keep watching. To make your fish pie, these are the ingredients you need in making your fish pie. In here, I got 250 grams of butter, cold butter, 70 grams of corn flour or 1.5 tablespoon of corn flour. Here I got self-rising flour, 500 grams of self-rising flour, but you can use plain flour, but remember to add in 1.5 teaspoon of baking powder. Next ingredients we need is bell pepper, green bell pepper, 2 onions, 1 egg, and mackerel. With the mackerel, all you need to do is to cut the mackerel, boil it for 10 minutes, and debone it. I've deboned this. There's no bone in this. Just take out the bone. So in here, I got about 3 of this mackerel. 3 of this mackerel, that is what is here. So I've deboned it. To save time, I did it off camera. Next, I got garlic, curry powder, ginger powder, dark sauce. This is optional, but I'm using it. Salt for taste. Then I got non-chicken. I'm going to be using half of this because with mackerel, you don't want to over season it because the mackerel has a very good taste. So I don't want to lose that taste, but I'm going to be using half of it. Next, I got meat pie mold. But in case you don't have a meat pie mold in your house, you can use this pot cover. It's a small pot cover. I'm going to demonstrate how I'm going to use both of them. Then you need a roller to roll your pie or to roll your dough before you cut them out. Then I have water to mix the dough. So this is about 300 ml of water. This is cold water. You need cold water to mix your dough. I'm going to start mixing the ingredients together. I'm going to make the dough. So start by adding your butter into your flour. Then add in half teaspoon of salt. Then mix them together. Take your time with this. Mix it together until it looks like a breadcrumb. Then you can start adding your water. And make sure your water is cold as well. You need the water cold, you need the butter cold. So this is what you need. You need something like a breadcrumb before adding in the water. Something that looks like a breadcrumb. So you can go ahead and start adding the water. Do not add it at once because you might not need all of them. And while mixing this, make sure your hands are clean. And I'm going to use the other hand, add in some water. So I just need a little bit of water, just a little bit. So that's it. You want to overwork your dough, so do not overwork your dough. So I'm going to put it in a bag and I'll keep it in the fridge. I'll allow it to rest for at least 30 minutes or even more, if possible more. So this is going into the fridge. This is going into the fridge. I'm going to allow it to rest in the fridge for half an hour or more. So I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Add in your onion. Mix it together, keep mixing it together. So I'm going to allow the onion to fry for at least 1 to 2 minutes. Then I'll add the green pepper, the green bell pepper, then mix it together. Then add some salt and mix it together, about a teaspoon of salt. So I'm going to add some ginger, garlic powder, curry powder, and some dark sauce. This is optional, but it takes your fish pie to another level. So I recommend this, but if you don't want to use it, you can leave it out. So I'm mixing it together. Mix it together and allow it to fry for another 1 minute or two. Then I'm adding my non-chicken. I'm using half. That's what I just added in now. And I'm mixing it together to combine the ingredients. So now I'm going to add the fish that I debone. Remember to debone your fish. So I'm adding it in now. Make sure there's no bone in your fish. Take your time and debone your fish. So I'm mixing it together. I'm mixing the fish. So what I'm doing is I'm mixing it together. You have to mix the fish, the sweet pepper, you mix it together. So next I'm going to add in the corn flour that I mix with water. This will serve as a thickener to thicken the fish and the sweet pepper. So I've added it in. So I'm going to mix it together as well. Keep mixing. So I'll mix it in together. So it serves as a thickener. You need to add this. But if in case you don't have corn flour, you can add in flour. Just mix it with water. So I'm covering it with the lid now. I'm going to cover it and allow it to cook for 1 or 2 minutes. So after 2 minutes, this is what it looks like. So I'm going to stir it in or mix it together. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to allow it to cool down completely before I can use it for the fish pie. So this is the dough we're using for this fish pie. The dough has been resting in the fridge for an hour. Please make sure your dough rests in the fridge for at least half an hour or an hour. So I'm going to mix the egg and whole milk. I'm using whole milk. So I'm cracking my egg now. Crack your egg and pour it in a bowl. Then mix it with the whole milk. This will serve as a glaze or glue. I'm going to use it to glaze the fish pie and also use it as a glue. So I'll keep it aside. So next, this is the fish that we're going to be using as our filling, the fish. So I'll keep it aside as well. So what I'm going to do now is sprinkle some flour on my work table. Make sure your work table is clean. So I've cleaned my work table before sprinkling the flour. So now I'm going to roll out the dough. Just cut out a handful of dough. A handful of dough. You can see what I'm doing now. Keep the rest aside and roll out the one that you cut out with a rolling pin. Sprinkle more flour and roll it out with a rolling pin. That's what I'm doing. Make sure you sprinkle some flour on your work table because you don't want your dough to be sticking to the table. So I'm rolling it out. Then I'm going to use the pot cover. So I'm using the pot cover first. Use it to cut it out. Take out the excess. Then scoop out about a spoon of fish. Then use the mixture, the milk and egg, rub around the edge, then fold it over and press it down. Press the edges down. Then use a fork and press it. While pressing it, you're giving it this dent like a design. So press it around all the edges, go around it. Then keep it aside. That's one fish pie ready. Cut another handful of dough and roll it out again. Repeat this process. So I'm doing almost the same thing that I did the first time. Rolling out the dough about that size. That's what you need to roll your dough. So use and cut out the dough. Take out the excess and scoop a tablespoon of fish filling. Then use the mixture, egg and milk, rub it around, the dough and fold it over. Fold it over and press the edge. Use a fork and press down the edges. Continue this process. Press it all around the fish pie. Like it is a design. While you're pressing it down, you're gluing it and you're giving it this beautiful design. I'm going to show you how to use the mold. So cut out a handful of dough, sprinkle some flour, roll it out. Keep rolling it out. Roll it out. Next, I'm going to use the mold. At the back of the mold, there is a sharp round corner. So I'm going to use it to cut it out first. Take out the excess. Then I'll roll it out again. Roll it out. Then place it on top of the mold. You can see what I'm doing. Place it on top of the mold. That's your dough. Place your dough on top of the mold and add in about a spoon of your fish filling. Use the mixture and rub around the edge and fold it together. Press it hard. Press the mold hard. Take out the excess. That's the excess. Open the mold and you will see this beautiful fish pie. That is when you're using a mold. So I'm going to take some more dough. Sprinkle some flour. Always sprinkle some flour so that the dough will not stick to your table. So what I'm doing now, I'm rolling it out. Roll it out to the thickness that you want, but don't roll it out too thin. After rolling it out, I'm going to show you how to use the mold again. At the back of your mold, there is a cutter. Use it to cut out your dough. Take out the excess. Roll out the dough again. Roll it out. Place it on top of your mold. Then scoop out a tablespoon of your fish filling. Put it in the center of the mold. Then use the mixture, rub around the edge of the dough, fold it over and press it firmly and take out the excess. Open it and you have this beautiful fish pie. Next, I'm going to be baking the fish pie in the oven. But before then, you need a baking tray or a baking rag with a parchment paper. I double the parchment paper. So you need to place your fish pie on the baking tray. I'm going to place them there. So you see how I place them in the baking tray, the fish pie. So I'm going to use a fork and I'm going to poach all of them. So that's what I'm doing now, poaching it. Then I'm going to use the mixture of egg and milk with a brush. Brush all your fish pie. Brush it. That will give it that beautiful golden glaze. So do it with all of them. Repeat this process with all of them. You can do this with your brush if you have a wooden brush, but I'm using a plastic brush because that's what I have at home. So brush it in. Put your fish pie in the oven. Make sure you preheat your oven in 180 degrees Celsius. Leave a gap between the fish pie. You need that gap. Next, I'm going to put the fish pie in the oven, but before that, make sure your oven is hot and the setting that I'm using is where the heat is up and down. You need to use the setting where the heat is up and down, or if you have an oven that have a fan, you can use that as well. Do not bake your fish pie with a grill. You need to use the setting where it says bake. So that's what I'm using to bake the fish pie. So I'm going to be baking this for 30 to 35 minutes until it turns golden brown. So after 30 to 35 minutes, This is what it looks like. You need to bake your fish pie until it turns golden brown. Depending on the kind of oven you're using, it might take more than 35 minutes to bake, but make sure it turns golden brown before you take it out from the oven. This is the final result. This is what the fish pie looks like, and it tastes yummy. Let me know if you try making this. Try this at home. You can try this at home, and this is very healthy because of the fish. As we all know, fish is very good for our body. Try this at home. If you like this video and you've learned something from it and you want to see me again, please do not forget to subscribe, turn on your notification button, press the like button, and please keep yourself safe. I love you all, and I will see you in another one. Bye bye.